Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this session on trading economic news. We're just going to get ready for the report that is due out shortly. But before that, we're just going to do a quick recap on trading plan and what's happened today as we get ready for the report. So we start with the economic calendar. So looking at the economic calendar, today is Thursday, the 22nd of July. And again, my time zone is GMT +2. So all the times I'm quoting or that you will see here, GMT +2 times. So you make sure you adjust your own economic calendar to your own time zone. So looking at the economic calendar today, Thursday, the 22nd of July, although we've known since the beginning of the week that the European Central Bank interest rate decision is due out today at 1:45 GMT +2. So in less than 10 minutes, we're going to have the European Central Bank interest rate decision that will be announced. This will obviously have an impact on the euro currencies, the euro and the euro countries and the European stock markets. Currencies are extremely sensitive to interest rate decisions. So interest rate decisions are the most important reports when it comes to trading currencies. Of course, the other reports are important, like inflation rate, gross domestic product, and unemployment. They are also very important, but the most important of them all is interest rate decisions when it comes to trading currencies. So due to this European Central Bank interest rate decision due out shortly, there was a high probability of the markets trending sideways all week leading up to this report today, especially currencies paired with the euro. And of course, since we're trading the euro US dollar, we had to be careful trading that currency leading up to today. And as we've observed during this week, the euro US dollar hasn't been going anywhere much. It hasn't just been up and down, which is not surprising leading up to this report. Okay, so that's that coming out at 1:45 shortly, and then 2:30 GMT +2, the European Central Bank will have a press conference. The press conference is basically just to discuss what happened and their rationale behind the interest rate decision. So the press conference will be in relation to the interest rate decision announcement, but the one we'll mainly be trading is the interest rate decision announcement itself. And that's the last report of high importance today. So because the report is going to be announced shortly in about 5 minutes or so, we're just going to have a look at the charts and get ready for the report. So looking at the 5-minute time frame, using the pivot point strategy, we can see where the market has been trending sideways. Let me just mark it out even more clearly. So that's the high of the sideways trend there, 1805. So I just want to visualize in the 5-minute time frame. So that's the high of the sideways trend. And I can see the low there. It's 1778. Oh, perfect. So that's the low of the sideways trend. I mean, obviously, sometimes if your eyes are trained to observe where the sideways trend is, you don't necessarily have to draw the white lines, but I like to draw them sometimes because they then clearly mark out the sideways trend. You can then clearly see what's within the sideways trend. And it also helps you identify market resistance and market support quickly when they happen. So that's why more often than not, I like to draw the white lines. So we can see the market is clearly trending sideways now. We can see the pivot point is clearly within the sideways trend. The first resistance is outside the sideways trend, and S12 is outside the sideways trend. So as you can see, placed my pending buy order just above R1 and pending sell order just below S1. So I'm just going to wait and see what the report now says in 5 minutes. My decision has been made as to where I want to trade. So if the report comes out and the market goes up, I'll buy if it breaks R1. If the report comes out and it falls, I will sell if it breaks S1. If it continues to trade sideways, then I'll keep out. Okay, so we're all set. So if you have any questions, you can either raise your hands or send your questions through the question box. But this is the beauty about trading. Once you have a plan, once you know what you want to do, you then execute your trading plan and you let the market take care of the rest. So in this instance, it's just a question of me waiting to see what happens. But my decision has been made as to my entry points, my possible entry points in the market. So if you have any questions while we're waiting for the report to go ahead and ask. Once the report is announced in about 4 minutes, we'll then end the session and catch up on the platform. Okay, so I'll just look at my other trades in the meantime. You can see the pound dollar that's broken R1. So I'm unable to use R1 at the moment to trade. So I've got a sell order just below the pivot point. Looking at the dollar yen, again, that's trending sideways, you can see, and the pivot point is within the sideways trend. Again, I just quickly mark this. So the high there is 110.39. And the low there is 110.06. Okay, so we've just got a pivot point there, again within the sideways trend. So for the dollar yen, I've got my buy order just above R1, sell order just below S1, almost similar to the euro US dollar. And we've got the same for the euro yen and the dollar, Canadian dollar, which is another market we're trading. You can see I've got my market is trending sideways. It had a sharp fall yesterday and now it's taking a breather, trending sideways. I have a pending buy order just above the pivot point, but because the market is quite far from S1, I'm just going to watch and see how it approaches S1. And the dollar Swiss franc, again, you can see the market trending sideways between the pivot and S1. So I've got a pending buy order just above the pivot point and a sell order just below S1. And again, don't forget, if you want to trade multiple markets, you make sure you understand money management very well, because trading multiple markets, money management is crucial, because even if you trade 5, 10, 15 markets, you could lose all those trades at the same time trading those markets. So money management is crucial, knowing how much you should be risking per trade and all that. So don't forget money management, very, very crucial. Okay, so the report is going to be announced shortly, in less than a minute now. So like I say, if you have any questions to ask, otherwise, once the report is announced, we're just going to end the session and leave you all to monitor your trades, and we'll catch up on the platform. So let's see what happens. Let's go to the Euro US dollar. So it's now 1:45 GMT plus 2, and the report is now announced. So you can see the market deciding what to do, how to react to the report. But like I said, I've got my pending others where I like to trade, so I'll let the market decide. Okay, so there are no questions. I wish you all a good afternoon, and we'll catch up on the platform.